Bushings are one of those elements of a car that a lot of people don't give too much thought to, but particularly if we're talking about suspension bushings, there's a lot of performance to be gained by removing and replacing your old tired factory rubber bushes for something a little bit less compliant and a little bit newer. So we're here with James from Powerflex to talk a little bit about polyurethane bushes and how they're made and what the advantages are. So James, thanks for the chat here today. Let's start with the factory bushes before we get into aftermarket polyurethane. So what are factory bushes made from?
Okay, so factory bushings are made from rubber, and because of the type of rubber that is, over time with UV, road salts, that sort of thing, just general age, wear and tear, they will soften, and with softening you get the sort of typical poor handling, braking instability, that sort of thing.
I mean, it's a subtle element, but these bushes, when they are worn, will allow the alignment to move dramatically if we're talking about suspension bushes. Obviously, there's elements with our engine mounts and our gearbox and diff mounts as well, which we'll talk about. So that's one element as they wear out. But even in stock form, the OE manufacturers really aren't so worried about our suspension alignment being nice and precise and the handling balance on the track. What are OE manufacturers really focusing on with the design of their bushes?
Cost and compliance, really. From new, the bush has to have a certain amount of compliance in it. There's also a price point. They're manufacturing in millions and millions, and of course that keeps prices down, which is what their accountants are working to. In terms of longevity, as long as they're getting maybe 5 years out of a standard bush and it's outside the manufacturer's warranty, they've done their job. And that's where we come in.
Another element we'll often hear referred to when we're talking about bushings is the term NVH, noise, vibration and harshness. That's another element that the OEs are trying to focus on as well, which kind of flies in the face of what we in the aftermarket want in terms of added performance. So talk to us about NVH, why it's important and what it means to the bush design.
It's very important. I mean, very important to the end user at the level that we're working at. Our business is predominantly road vehicles, and people don't want something that's going to be terribly loud, crashy, and transmit a lot of noise and vibration. So it's always in the back of our mind. We do look at the performance of the bush and what's required of the bush, but equally we have to build into the design or even the material choice what's going to work best in terms of NVH as well.
Now, on one end, we've talked about the factory rubber bushes and maybe some of the potential downsides in terms of performance with those, particularly as they age. At the other end, if we're looking at an all-out race car, we're more likely to find solid bushings, spherical bearings, rod ends, etc., which allow absolutely no compliance. Mm-hmm. Now, that's the ultimate, I guess, in terms of removing that compliance and making sure your geometry is staying the same. But right. Huge downsides there in NVH for a road car.
Absolutely, yeah. If there was no compliance in the suspension, you've got to have some absorption between the suspension components and the chassis of the vehicle, and the suspension bushes, that's part of their job. So if you're removing that by fitting spherical joints or aluminium bushings, naturally you remove any of that compliance and NVH absorption. So we're sort of an intermediate product, if you like, between a standard rubber bush and then your full out track spherical setup.
The other thing I just wanted to mention as well, with the spherical style bearings or solid bearings, I mean, they're great for a race car, but they also do wear quite quickly. So again, for people who haven't driven in a car like this, and we're talking about this term NVH, mm-hmm. Might sound a little bit obscure, but it's actually amazing how much noise does get transferred into the chassis through these solid bushings. Yeah. So let's move on to the product you are offering. As you said, an intermediate. So the material I also already kind of alluded to, polyurethane. How does that stack up against rubber and where are its benefits?
It's the consistency of the material, really. Rubber over time will deteriorate, so you will get a performance drop off. Obviously, the longevity of the bush is shortened because of that. With polyurethane, you don't get that. It's a much more consistent performing material. So longevity is far, far better. We offer a lifetime warranty on our products, because of the confidence that we have in the product and how long it's going to last. It's just better performing. If you were to look at a load durometer, a load deflection graph between the two, you would see the difference between a rubber product and a polyurethane product as well. So.
Now, we've got some test pieces here on your stand as well, so we're able to deflect those and kind of get a real-world sense of how those different materials do handle the same sort of force. And it's a very obvious way that we don't get on the car to see the effect of that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's very dependent on the specific bush or whatever we're talking about, but can you give us some indication? Is there an approximation of how much stiffer in real terms one of your aftermarket Powerflex bushes is compared to a factory rubber unit?
It can vary from product to product and vehicle to vehicle. We will load deflection test the original rubber bush during the R&D process, and from there we'll gauge which is the best material of ours to use in terms of its suitability, the requirements of that particular bush. So it's not just one material suits all. We will study that and work out which is best.
Okay. So on that basis, once you've finished the final product, you can then do another deflection test, and get a validation of what you've actually achieved versus stock.
Correct. Yeah, we'll run back-to-back testing on a rig. We'll look at the data from the original bush, overlay that with the data from our bush, and then we can draw a comparison between the two. We may get it right first time. We may need to change that, go for something slightly stiffer, slightly softer. It might come out too stiff, and we don't need it to be that stiff. So it's not always stiff is best.
Is there a direct correlation between stiffer equals more NVH transferred into the chassis, or is it not quite that simple?
More commonly so, yes.
In terms of the options you've got available, clearly we've got replacement press-in bushes for suspension arms and the like. You've also got some additional bushes that can be located inside of an existing gearbox or engine mount, so they sort of work in conjunction with the factory rubber bush. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. So we do a lot of insert products, as you rightly say, whether it be for transmission or engine mounts, subframe mounts, that kind of thing. And they're an in-between product, really, between the voided OE rubber bush and then a full replacement polyurethane bush.
So we're talking cheaper and quicker and easier to fit. Is that sort of the main benefit for the end user?
It is, yeah. So the idea of the insert is to fill the voiding that's built in by the manufacturer for compliance and to remove NVH. The problem with the voiding is that does allow a lot of movement, and over time that will create wear. The insert, if the OE bush is in good shape, it will be a very effective product, and yeah, by fitting that you're going to save on your labour costs of removing the full bush.
But just to be clear, not really a solution for a flogged out factory bush that's already in two pieces? No.
If the voiding's torn and that bush is really requiring replacement, then the insert's not going to be suitable.
Okay, now can I also assume that with a factory rubber bush that the drop off in performance or the wear is not linear, I should say might be linear over a number of years. So what I'm getting at here is that the driver of the car, the owner of the car, may not even notice that slow deterioration in those bushes and their performance over time. So going to something like a Powerflex urethane bush in an older car, the bushes may not be obviously failed or damaged, but this is still going to be picking up a lot of performance.
Correct, yeah. I mean, you will notice if you compare our bushes against a very old worn rubber bush, the difference is quite stark. Whereas if you were to compare a new rubber bush to our bushes, maybe not so. But yeah, some drivers may not necessarily notice that their original rubber bushes are worn, but they certainly notice once they fit our products the difference between the two.
In terms of those differences, I mean, obviously a bush that's going to allow less compliance is therefore going to provide a more consistent alignment with the suspension. It's not going to compress, flex and move under hard cornering, braking, acceleration. So can you give us sort of an indication of what's that going to translate to the driver? What are they going to notice? What are they going to feel?
So the main driver difference is really going to be steering precision, braking stability, and just general confidence. What you're doing with the steering of the vehicle is actually being translated through to the wheels. There's no sort of confusion by soft suspension bushes in between.
Perfect. All right, thanks for the chat there, James, and a little bit more insight into the product. If people do want to reach out and find out if you've got a product for their car, how are they best to do so?
Just head over to our website, which is www.powerflex.co.uk, or on social media, it's at Powerflex Bushes.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, James.
You're welcome. Thank you.
If you like that video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you're subscribed. We release a new video every week. And if you like free stuff, we've got a great deal for you. Click the link in the description to claim your free spot to our next live lesson.